Michael Stuckey photo. Brad, Ryan, Cheryl, Courtney and Christy. The dog is just out of the shot chewing the banister. Brad, Ryan, Cheryl, Courtney and Christy. The dog is just out of the shot chewing the banister. Michael Stuckey photo. Hillary D. sent privacy policy. Christmas letters are ubiquitous at this time of year, often offering a review of the year eyed through rose-colored glasses. Here's one from the fictitious Clooney family of Naperville, for whom life is nothing but good. Dear fill in the blank. Hard to believe another year has passed and it's time to write my annual holiday letter. I've been looking forward all year to sharing our news because I know reading about what we've been up to is a highlight of your holiday season. I'm pleased to say this was a great year for us, probably the best yet. I know I say that every year, but we are just so blessed. This was the year Ryan finally completed college. You may recall he already has 3 degrees, but this time he says it's definitely the last unless he finds himself between jobs again. Trying to find a job where he can use his skills in music, architecture, finance and most recently rappelling hasn't been easy, but we are hoping he can use them to help the city of Naperville save the Millennium Carillon. Courtney is still enjoying life in middle school. She spends a lot of her time with her head in a book these days, even though I keep telling her the acne will clear as she gets older. I wanted to attach a photo of her in the school play, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dream Jacket, but she tore it up. In case you were wondering, the story is the same as the Dreamcoat version, but Mrs. Fitzgerald saved the School of Fortune in royalties by adapting it. Brad is cooking nearly all our meals these days. He's addicted to the Food Network, so we get all kinds of goodies as long as they can be made in 30 minutes or less and he can compete with his friends from the golf club. I'm including a recipe for his most recent dish, Mario Batali and Paula Deen's humble pie. It does stick in the throat a little, so consider washing it down with a pint of bitter. While we are on the subject of my very handsome husband, no Botox necessary. Brad's going to be on Shark Tank in February. As you all know, he is just so creative. He's always coming up with solutions to little problems. This time I think he's come up with something that will really take off. He's invented a screw cap container that from the outside looks like it contains beer but is actually empty. It's your own portable toilet called the Can. Think how useful that will be at next summer's Ribfest. Christy continues to amaze us. This year she added piano to her list of accomplishments. It does give her a little less time for pottery, tutoring the less able, gymnastics and tap dancing, but we think she has a natural talent. Hard to believe she's only 4. Once she can climb up onto the piano stool without help, there will be no stopping her. This year we welcomed a new member of the family, our dog Rizzo Sharon Flay Peppa Pig Clooney. We couldn't agree on a name, so we all pitched in. We call him Rizzo Sharon Flay Peppa Pig for short. Naturally he's a rescue dog. We won't have anything to do with any of those nasty puppy mills. We aren't exactly sure what breed he is, but Brad says there's definitely bits of Rhodesian Ridgeback, Bernese Mountain and Chihuahua. We think he is under a year-old, so we will have many years of fun ahead of us once we can persuade him to come out from under our bed. We've enjoyed some fun family vacations this year. We especially enjoyed Florida, although the weather was a little breezy during our visit. Disney World was a lot quieter than in previous years, and some of the windows were shuttered, but we really appreciated the magic carpets of Aladdin. Ryan thought it would be a bit lame, but those wind effects helped turn it into a white-knuckle ride. In July we took a cruise on the Rhine River with our neighbors. We had a wonderful time posting photos of all our meals on Facebook, buying little souvenir gifts that would hold no meaning to anyone back home, and learning how to say, "Do you have a KFC here?" in German. Back home in Naperville I've spent a lot of time volunteering. There are so many opportunities to help the less fortunate, by whom I mean those who live in Plainfield and Downers Grove. It must be really frustrating to live so close to an award-winning city but not be able to use the fabulous schools. Not that I'm boasting, but this year Naperville made Livability's Top 100 Best Places to Live list and came second in Nisha's Best Cities to Live. We've been named as one of Money Magazine's Best Places to Live 7 times since 2004 and the Best Place for Early Retirement by Kiplinger in 2013. We've also won recognition as one of America's safest cities and as one of the best to raise kids. I'm sure we'll win even more awards next year once the new Dunkin' Donuts on Route 59 is open. In case you think I'm just seeing everything through rose-colored glasses while trying to make you feel inferior, I do have a little sad news to share. Yes, even when you have a wonderful family, the best neighbors and a 5,000 square foot house, there are moments of sadness. My sister Cheryl had a bit of a problem earlier this year when she suddenly remembered an incident with her first boss 34 years ago. She asked me whether she should go public with it, but I said not to. There's just too much horrible news about abuse these days, and who would care if the boss complained the coffee she made him was cold anyhow? She said it was a matter of principle, so she contacted the National Enquirer, and the story comes out next week. You know, sometimes I just miss the old days when Woody Allen allegedly sexually abused one adopted daughter, married another, and it didn't ruin his career. I hope you like this year's family Christmas photo. Cheryl said she felt a little out of place standing with us, but I assured her she was very welcome, especially as Harry isn't speaking to her now that the story of how they met is coming out in the Enquirer. See previous paragraph. Finally, I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope your 2017 was just as good as ours, and if not, better luck next year. Season's greetings from Hillary, Brad, Ryan, Courtney, Christy, Cheryl and Rizzo Sheeran Flay Peppa Pig Tooney. Hilary Decent is a freelance writer who moved to Naperville from England a decade ago. HilaryDecent@gmail.com. Rosenthal remembered as influential teacher, political leader and coach in west-southwest suburbs where to find the best holiday lights in Naperville. Suicide expert says rampant stress not a new problem for Naperville students. Copyright 2017. Naperville Sun. Paula Dean.